Growing a business isn't always easy, but what if someone gifted you the free tips, tools, and guidance you needed to get there? Imagine what the year ahead would look like if you knew you didn't have to do the work alone. Welcome to the 12 Days of Christmas Business Growth Advent Calendar, where each day you'll get to open up a free gift of growth with exclusive interviews, audios, and tools to help you thrive. I'm CJ Thomas, the founder of Simply Healthy Marketing. I'm a business and marketing coach, organic growth strategist, and lover of all things authenticity. And I can't wait to share these gifts with you. So let's go. 9 things I've learned from running a 12-day email-based marketing campaign. So over the past 12 days, I have been running essentially a marketing campaign. It's been an opportunity for me to give you, my amazing community, tons of gifts, because during the holidays, I love to give gifts. I also love to support you. And at the same time, I am running a business, and I know a lot of you have praised how much free information I've given away, but I'm sure you're all wondering, like, how in the world is this woman even going to make money? She's giving everything away for free. And I love that you're wondering that. That means that I'm doing my job and I'm also running a business, right? And so I thought I would share today, the day before Christmas, just some insight into that, just some insight into the fact that, like, running your business can actually be really fun. It can actually be something where people are looking at you thinking like, oh my gosh, is she really just giving everything away for free? But then they're still booking to work with you. They're still buying your products because even though you're offering so much value, you still have more to offer, and you've proven it by the value that you've offered. That essentially is the foundation of Simply Healthy Marketing. That's what I'm trying to share with you all the time, is that giving value doesn't mean giving it all away. It doesn't mean that you're not going to make money in your business. Essentially, what it means is that you are going to build a strong foundation and a legacy in your business. So I just kind of wanted to state that before I go into this. But today I want to share with you 9 things that I've learned from running a 12-day email-based marketing campaign, because essentially that's what this has been. So let's go ahead and dive in. The first thing that I've learned is that repurposing content is a game changer. I have been teaching this to my clients for a while now, and I've known this for a while now, but it's not until I'm really putting it into action that I'm reminded of how powerful repurposing your content truly can be for your business. Now, the first piece about repurposing content is that you might be thinking, oh, nobody wants to hear the same thing over and over again. And to that, I would say that there are a certain amount of times that people need to hear something before they actually either put it into action or truly commit it to memory. And so when you're repurposing your content, all you're doing is helping people hear something the amount of times they need to start to really implement it. And it also just gives you that opportunity to say, okay, I've done all of this hard work in the past. Let me take what I've done. Let me switch it up a little bit and then share it again. And you are sharing even more value from something that you've already put the time into creating. You can do this through your emails. You can do this through the content that you're sharing on social media. And that's what I did myself in this past 12-day email marketing campaign. I was able to go back to helpful resources that I've seen results for, lead magnets that I've used to build my own list, audios that I've created long ago that maybe I shared or I didn't share, even going back and speaking with different people that I've done work with in the past, right? It's all just about going back in time to bring something forward in a new light. So that's the number 1 lesson I learned. Number 2 was that you can have an outline but every line does not have to be filled in. And here's what I mean by that. So when I sat down and decided that I was going to run the 12 Days of Christmas Business Growth Advent Calendar, what really happened, I'm going to take you through it step by step. I was watching a video done by Latasha James, one of a friend in business and a mentor of mine. And I noticed that she had an advent calendar where she was getting little coffees for each day. I think they were like lattes, coffee mixes for each day. And I was like, oh yeah, Christmas advent calendars. I haven't thought about those in a while. I've never had one. I've always wanted one. And then I was like, wait, why don't I just create one? And then I can be part of the fun on both sides. On that side where I'm sharing the gift, and on that side where I get to share something with all of you and get the feedback when you open up your gift each day. And I was like, all right, let's do this. Well, what do I have to offer? I know about marketing. I can share growth mindset tips. I can share email marketing tips. Okay, let's go. 12 Days of Christmas Business Growth Advent Calendar. That's exactly how this came to be. And as I was going through it, I thought, okay, I know I want to do 12 days. Let's go ahead and make some really loose templates for emails. I'm going to go ahead and think about each day. I'm going to, lay out my web page where everything will live. I'll set up my email list. I had all of the bones of the project, but I didn't really fill the lines in until I started going. And what I mean by that is that some days I didn't even know what the gift was going to be. And then there were some days that I had planned out. And I even left room for those plans to fall through so that I knew that, okay, maybe let's do some backups. I wrote down about 16 ideas for the 12 days of Christmas because I knew, okay, let's have some backup plans. Let's account for those days where I'm tired. Let's account for the fact that it's the holidays and people's schedules change. Let's account for the fact that, I might not have time to batch everything in advance. And I was able to run a full 12-day email marketing campaign. Now, this is the gift I'm sharing with you on day 11. So by the time that you probably listen to this, you'll be at the end of it. You'll be on the 12th day, maybe after that. But I created the outline and I did not have every line filled in. And that's a tip that I really want you to take and run with. Because the thing is, when we create this big strategy sometimes, I've seen this happen with my clients, and this has happened to me. We'll get together. We will create a huge strategy and we will fill in the lines. I'll tell them everything about how they should be posting on social media. I'll help them with brainstorming content ideas, the whole nine, right? I'll help them with figuring out, what they might be sending to their email list as they execute this strategy. And what ends up happening is typically there's an overwhelm. And not everything gets done. And it's something where, I've noticed that I have to admit that I've overloaded my clients before. I've overloaded myself. And it's no one's fault but the strategy. And it's that when we're creating structure, right, we have to mix certain energies together. And I think of marketing and I think of email marketing, Instagram, everything business from a spiritual perspective as well as a practical perspective. So when I'm thinking of it from that spiritual perspective, I'm realizing, okay, there are two different energies at play at all times. There's the structure and there's the creativity. And both of them need to be present for something to work. If you are creating rigid strategies in your business and you don't leave space for creativity, the energy will die out. You'll find yourself either feeling overwhelmed or feeling unamused. And it's in those spaces that strategies can fail. But if you are creating a strategy that leaves room for play, that leaves room for creativity, then that structure is supporting those aspects that bring the life to your business, that help you tap in to your authenticity, that help you come up with ideas that you never thought you would come up with because you're just in it. You're in the moment. You have a strategy, you have a framework, right, to that strategy to fall back on, but you also get to play. So, lesson number 2, you can have an outline, but every line does not have to always be filled in. Lesson number 3, from what I've learned from running a 12-day email-based marketing campaign, was that consistent share equals consistent growth. A lot of times we get afraid to share our call to action. And it's something that's happened to me too, where I felt like if I am going to ask someone to do the same thing every day, are they going to just start like hating my content? And I realized that the only way I'm going to know is if I try. So for every post that I've been sharing, I've been telling you, reach out to me if you want to be a part of the 12 Days of Christmas Business Growth Advent Calendar. And it was kind of an experiment, to be honest with you, because I'm used to switching things up a little bit, but I just decided, why not? Who's it going to hurt? If people don't want to do it, they won't do it. And if they do, they'll know that it's going on and they'll know how to get access. So each day, I've told you, send me a DM with the words growth, and I will help you get access to the 12 Days of Christmas Business Growth Advent Calendar. And you know what happened? People responded. My email list grew. I was able to draw in the community that was going to be part of this campaign. And I was able to share what I have to offer with all of you. And it's simply because I told you what was going on and I told you consistently. So what I'm hoping that you take away from this is that sometimes you just have to ask people. It's so important if you want to build your email list, if you want to grow your following, whatever it is you want to do, you just have to tell people, you just have to ask people to do it. Let them know what to do. There's so much content out there. People are getting inundated with so much information. And if you're not just saying, hey, can you please take the time to follow, rate, subscribe, whatever it is that you are looking to do, whatever conversion you're looking for, if you're not taking the time to ask people, then people aren't going to do it. They're just going to kind of keep moving forward with consuming the content. So lesson number 3, consistently sharing equals consistent growth. Lesson number 4 is really something that piggybacks off of lesson number 3. And it's actually something that I've learned and once again just started experimenting with, because marketing is experimenting. When you get, intimidated by it, just remember that even the people making the biggest dollars in marketing, they're also just experimenting all the time. And they are testing and they are tracking the results, and then they are using what performs well and they're doing more of that. But there's no this is exactly how you do it in the only way. But I realized that I was using the wrong call to action. So a lot of you are familiar with the fact that Instagram now allows you to add links to your stories. Now, in the past few months, I would say starting around September, I decided to go all in on using Instagram stories. It's just something that's really felt authentic to me. It's something I love to do. And so I was like, all right, let's create more Instagram stories. And I was using that link, and I still do. I still do use the link, but I noticed that a lot of, professionals in the Instagram industry were sharing that Instagram is pushing your stories less if you're using that link. Now, of course, this is just something that the algorithm does. Instagram does not want you to get off of Instagram. Although they're going to give us some of these tools, they really want us to stay on Instagram. So when it comes to building your email list, that can be challenging, right? Because it's a different channel. We're trying to take people from Instagram to email, where we can get in front of them a lot easier, where we don't have to fight an algorithm, where we can share our information and our solutions to their problems a lot easier than maybe we would be able to on Instagram. Of course, they're not really going to support that. So there are different call to actions that we need to be using. And that's what I learned. I was just following and studying and realized, keeping people on the platform means that I can just invite people to my DMs. Now, this is something that maybe you figured out a long time ago. I honestly I wasn't really in my DMs. It's just not something that I had focused on a lot. And if I did do it, I wasn't necessarily trying to convert people in any way. I was just talking with people in my DMs. So, there are a lot of you who have had little conversations with me, or I'll respond to your stories, because in my business, I actually really like to be out in social media. To me, that's like being in the social field with all of you. It helps me get to know you better. And so I will actually respond to stories. I'll actually engage. And that's what I've done in my DMs, but I've never said, here is the link to sign up for this freebie. And it's so simple, but it's just something that I had to start doing. And that is something that I learned during this campaign, is that if I'm going to share my call to action, sharing for people to come into my DMs was actually a lot smarter than sharing a link and just saying, or saying, here's my link in my bio. And so that's, something that you can take and kind of implement in your own business, especially if you're looking to grow your email list in 2023, is to just start switching up your call to actions. Now, does this mean that I'm never going to share for someone to go to a link again? Absolutely not. I always believe that if you can diversify your strategy, then do it, right? And so this was just an experiment for sharing one call to action over and over again. And I liked it because I got to have conversations with people, and it felt more personal to say, hey there, happy holidays, and here's the link to the advent calendar. That was really great. But diversify it and just start to see which call to actions work best for you. All right. So number 5, it's hand in hand with number 4. Instagram doesn't necessarily like to see us succeed. So my views did go down during this campaign. And that means that my content was not being pushed as much as I would have liked. And this is actually due to using that same call to action over and over again. So essentially what Instagram's algorithm is doing is it is going to be looking to see what your patterns are. And as businesses, once again, if we're trying to get people off of their platform, that means we're trying to make money, and they want a cut of that. And so this is where it gets challenging to grow your business organically, right? We as entrepreneurs want to look at how can we grow our businesses organically and save money on marketing and save money on connecting with our community, because we really should have the right to connect with our community for free. But unfortunately, that's just not the way the game is in the internet world, right? And so we do have to come up against the fact that these platforms aren't always going to support us if we're not paying for ads. And so that was a lesson that, once again, I don't want to say I learned it, because it is something that I knew, but I definitely was reminded of it. And it's something that I wanted to share with you. And so what was, the outcome to that? What was the solution? Now, for me, it's realizing that, okay, my goal is greater than Instagram. If I'm growing my list, but Instagram might be sharing my content to less people, I'm still growing my list. And not only am I still growing my list, but I was also able to grow followers with this campaign as well. And so for me, that's still a win. What I kind of feel like the takeaway is for this that's going to help you succeed in 2023 is that if you were setting goals beyond social media, you're not always going to feel like the algorithm is against you. Make sure you're growing your list. Send those emails out. Start to track your conversion, your click-throughs, your open rates, things like that. And just don't worry about it so much, right? Like, honestly, at the end of the day, I like to see marketing as a game, and it's become something where it's like, oh God, Instagram just put out this new thing, so I should be doing this new thing. And I'm so overwhelmed with all of the other things I have to do, like posting to my stories and posting to my feed. And now I have to make video and be a video editor and an entertainer. Oh my goodness, right? And a dancer. But to me, it's like, I want to play this like a game. And I'm only going to do the parts of it that feel good and feel fun. And I'm going to make goals for myself that help me feel like, all right, I'm meeting my goals and I'm winning. And really, at the end of the day, that's really all that it should be. If you're growing your business, don't let Instagram get you down, because at the end of the day, they're not going to really want to see you succeed unless you're paying them. It's just how it is, right? So the next lesson, building your list gets to be fun. And you might notice that these lessons are kind of piggybacking off of each other. And it's just because this is how it's been for me. Each day, I feel like each experience has brought something new to the light. So building your list gets to be fun. I have had so much fun sharing 12 days of 12 pieces of free content that is going to help you succeed in 2023. The reason I know it's going to help you is because it's something that's helped me. I'm sharing things that have helped my clients. I'm talking to people who have seen their own success. So it's just like, okay, yeah, this is going to help you too. And that feels really good. It's so much fun for me to connect with all of you. I've had so many people reaching out because I'm having them DM. We're starting conversations, and I'm getting to connect more with a lot of you that I don't connect with on a regular basis. So this is what building your list can look like. It doesn't have to just be a basic process of create your lead magnet, share your lead magnet, and put it on repeat. Even though that's essentially what it is, it can be something where you create a lead magnet that's really creative and fun for you, that allows you to connect more. In those webinars, you actually get to sit down with those people that maybe otherwise you wouldn't get to sit down with, especially with our digital businesses where, we don't have people walking in and out physically of a store each day. So you don't necessarily get to make those connections that you would make in a brick and mortar. When you are creating a lead magnet that's creative and allows for that, building your email list actually gets to be a whole lot of fun. And you get to be reminded of the fact that what we're doing is we're not just marketing and selling. We are creating connection and community. Lesson number 7. An email strategy only works if you are sending those emails. So I have seen some significant open rate growth over this past campaign. And clearly, one of the reasons why is that if you've signed up for a free course or freebies over a course of 12 days, you're going to check your email, you get into that rhythm, and you're going to be opening. You're going to be checking on those emails. But it's something that this isn't new. This isn't something that just happened within this 12 days. I have noticed that I've picked up with sending out my emails a bit more consistently. I've sent a bit more, and maybe if you're on my list, you've noticed that too, because I've just had more time. I was able to set some strong boundaries this year that allowed me to have more time to send more emails. And as I have done that, I have seen the open rates and click-through rates of my emails grow. So having an email strategy only works if you're sending your emails. Something else I've noticed, because I subscribe to a lot of different email lists, and there are the ones that are the big names in marketing. We're talking, Marie Forleo, Laura Belgray. We're talking about Tara Malarkey, just some people that I'm subscribed to name a few. I see their emails all the time in my inbox. And it's because they are truly working their campaigns. They're getting the emails written, they're getting them sent out, and they're not always perfect. I've seen emails from big time players with typos. I've seen people have to send emails out again because the link was wrong. I've seen people do A/B testing because they need to see, which subject line is going to get the most opens. And still, these people are 6 to 7 figure business owners. And it's because they are sending the emails. That is the difference that I have known, a key difference that I have seen between top businesses and the businesses who are just still trying to make it. And that has taught me that email only works if you are sending the emails. So throughout this 12 days, I've been diligently sticking to my promise to you to get you these emails, these 12 days of emails filled with 12 free gifts each day. And it has shown me that it works. It's just proved to me again that email works. And sometimes, like I said, something works and you've seen it work, but there's those moments when you're like, oh yeah, like this actually really works. So that was something that came up for me, and just something I want to pass on to you, that in 2023, you can do it too. You can get together an email strategy that actually works for your business. You can show up and send those emails. I know you can. I believe in you, and I have tools to help you do it if you don't feel like you can do it. I'm here to help you do that. And so one of the ways that I help you do that is throughout this past 12 days, I actually gave you half off on the Authentic Email Marketing Toolkit, the expanded version. It has gone up to $97, but because you are part of the 12 Days of Christmas Business Growth Advent Calendar, you can actually snag that for $48.50. So half off, and you will get the email templates that you need to create a welcome sequence for your lead magnets, to create a nurture sequence that you can put on repeat and send out those consistent emails to your list. And these nurture sequences have value built in. And so you're not just selling, you're actually showing people what you can do. You're sharing stories, you're sharing education. All of these emails are designed to help you do that. There's your email marketing strategy. And it's just, you have these tools and you get to do it and implement it, and it's going to work. The next lesson that I have is that I haven't been helping you to the best of my abilities. And I know that sounds strange after I've gotten to the 11th day of a 12-day campaign where I'm sharing tons of value, but it hit me. I have not been giving you as much as I could. And the reason I say that is because one thing I noticed, and I learned this year from going all in on selling the Authentic Email Marketing Toolkit, is that there is a common thread between the people who have purchased. And I'm not calling anyone out. I'm actually calling out something that I've seen industry wide. It's something that I've also done myself. So I believe that templates are incredibly helpful. And that's why I've created that product to help you. If you have an outline, it's a lot easier to get something done. I've been a writer for most of my life. I went to Denver School of the Arts growing up, high school, where I majored in creative writing. And I learned very early that writers have templates. We have formats that we follow, and that's what helps us produce writing over and over again. You see those templates and formats in poetry. You see it in writing books, in novel writing, in story structure. It's everywhere in writing. And it's also everywhere in copywriting, which is sales writing. So the emails that you write, the blog posts that you write, there are templates for all of it. That's why I created a product that has email templates, because I knew if I share these, then someone who has never even written sales copy can write copy for their emails that are going to help them sell their products and their services and their courses. So I know that that's a great way to help you out, but I realized in the template industry, most of the time what happens is people will buy the templates, and those templates get lost in their download files. They get left on their desktops and they don't get used. And here's why. When we are running a business, sometimes what we need is for a problem to be solved for us in a way where it saves us more time than maybe it would take for us to do on our own. And so a lot of times people will go and ask someone else to do something for them before they do it themselves, because that saves the most time and it saves the most energy. It helps you to feel like, okay, I know this is going to get done and it's going to get done well, or it'll get done right. Now, I am in the process of transitioning out of the service aspect of my business. I've been running a marketing business for 5 years. I recently rebranded to Simply Healthy Marketing in 2021. And what I've learned over this course of time is that I'm an amazing coach. I'm an amazing teacher. And that's what I really love to do. Now, I can do social media management. I can write the emails. I can write the blog posts, and I've been doing it for the past 5 years, and it's been amazing. But I want to coach, and here's why. Because I know that if I'm teaching, I can teach a classroom full of people how to grow their business, and I can help more people grow their business than I would be able to help if I was doing it for them. So this sparked an idea in me, and this brings us to the last lesson number 9 of what I've learned over the 12-day email-based marketing campaign that I just ran. It's time to bring back workshops. It's time to bring back helping people get things done, right? Now, what I mean by that is there are tons of courses out there where people are essentially telling you what to do and giving you strategies. I've taught courses like that where I've told people what emails to write. I've told them what strategies to implement. And I am certain that that's helped people. But I've noticed that once again, it's a template. And so while people will show up to the course or to the class and they'll take all of the notes and they'll ask the questions, the amount of people that go and implement it is a lot smaller than the amount of people that show up to the class. And this is because there's not enough time, right? So when you think about it, when you invest in something, you want to come out on the other side really feeling like you made a win. And the only way that I'm realizing that I can really help you do that is by doing the work with you. Now, doing it with you, because I can do it with more of you at a time, as opposed to doing it for you, where I'm only one person. So I can only do the work for a smaller amount of people at a time. And that's where I got the idea for the Authentic Email Marketing Accelerator that's coming in February. Doors open for this in January. So you're going to have time, to settle down the holidays and get registered for this class so that you can start implementing right away in 2023. But this class is going to help you actually get your emails done. It is an email writing workshop where we are going to come together, take the templates that you would normally get in the Authentic Email Marketing Toolkit. I am going to help you write your welcome sequence. I'm going to help you write your nurture sequence. We're going to do it in a classroom setting. This is going to help you get rid of that imposter syndrome. We're going to come together. We're going to write these emails together, and you're going to see that you can do it too. You're going to have the outline for emails that actually help you sell. I'm going to show you how to automate these emails. We're going to write them together. We're going to workshop them together so that you can get instant feedback. And what's going to happen is you're going to end this class with your emails written and either automated and ready to go, or set aside in a Google Doc where you can easily copy and paste and send. And you can schedule them out each week. So this is a game changer, right? Because now you are actually going to be investing in something that is going to truly help you get the work done. So I'm so excited to be offering the Authentic Email Marketing Accelerator. And it's something that, I realize I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I just wasn't able to figure out how I wanted to offer it. But this is going to be what truly helps you grow in 2023. Because if we go back to lesson number 7, email strategies only work if you're sending the emails. So I'm going to help you do that. This will be great for if you have a team or if you're doing the emails yourself. So if you have someone who does your emails, and some of you have bought the toolkit and you have a team, and so you can send, your virtual assistant or your marketing person to do this class. They can get the emails written for you. If you're doing it yourself, come take this class and then you can get these emails written. And then that is going to free up so much time moving forward, where you won't have to be, figuring out what emails you're going to write. They're already going to be done for you. For a lot of you who've been wanting to work on batching your content, this is a way that you can do it. This is going to be a 4-week workshopping email marketing course. So we're going to get together every week. We're going to work on these emails together. We'll workshop them. I'll help you automate them. I'll show you what to do. I'm even going to record some videos so that, some of you, if you're looking to switch from MailChimp and start doing Flowdesk or start using Klaviyo, I'm actually going to show you how to set up those platforms and get your emails automated on those platforms. So you're going to have all the info you need to just start off on a good foot in 2023. Really start growing your business and start growing your business with email. So I'm so excited to be offering that to you. Doors open January 1st, where you're going to be able to start registering for that class. If you have any questions between now and then, let me know. And I will also be sending you more information on this workshop leading up to the 1st. And I also have a special gift for you that's coming out Christmas Day that is going to support you in taking this course. So I can't wait to share that one with you. You'll also be noticing that today's gift came out a little bit later. So I hope that you're having a fun late night listen. If you're listening to it day of, something that this reminded me of is when I was growing up and I was a kid, and I would stay up all night watching those old school Christmas movies. They were like the stop action Christmas movies about Santa Claus or the Abominable Snowman. And I would be waiting for Santa to come in the morning. And so my mom knew this, and she would come and get me from my room, and she would take me downstairs and let me open one gift. It would be, late at night, maybe like 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock at night. And I would get to open one gift, and it's a special memory. My mom has long since passed, and it's just something that I always think about that really got me excited about Christmas, that really like fueled my holiday excitement. And so it's kind of fun for me to send you this gift a little bit later in the night on Christmas Eve. If you're celebrating Christmas, hopefully it gives you a little bit of that excitement that I used to get as a kid. Getting to open up that gift. So happy holidays. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this gift. Thank you so much for taking the time to be part of the 12 Days of Christmas Business Growth Advent Calendar. I hope that you've been getting a lot out of it. And I invite your reviews and if you really have been getting a lot out of this, please send me an email, send me a DM on Instagram at Simply Healthy Marketing and let me know. And if you feel, inclined, you can also share with your community on Instagram and just let them know like, hey, there's this really awesome 12 days of Christmas Business Growth Advent Calendar that I've been checking out every day for the past 11 days. And if you're really looking for helpful tips to grow your business, then check it out. Because, I want this to be a resource for as many people as possible. And I'm just so grateful to be able to share all of the wisdom that I've collected over the year and over the life of my business with you to help you grow your business in 2023. So thank you so much for listening. And if you celebrate, Merry Christmas and Happy Christmas Eve and Happy New Year.